Vibras? Cause we know the Vibras.
Fabian!
What is happening, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the You Know the Vibras podcast. This is your host, Michael Carrasco. As always, accompanying me is the one and only Juan the Don. And today we have a special guest. We have a friend of the You Know the Vibras podcast, all the way from New York, from
New Jersey.
New Jersey. Oh man, I
Yeah.
thought you were in New York.
Damn, we already opened it. We already opening it wrong, man.
Yeah,
Let me rephrase that. A friend from the You Know the Vibras podcast, all the way from New Jersey. Fabian from Oye Mi Gente. Let's go. What's going on?
Yeah, mi gente de los míos, como están de los míos, los tigrazos. How y'all been, man?
Tranquilo,
Good.
Good.
Finally got my boy Fabian on, the Vibras. I've known Fabian for, quite some time now, through Twitter. There's a nice community, Dominican community and Twitter. You call it Dominican Twitter. It's its own world.
That point.
And I met Fabian through there. Basically in Dominican Twitter, there's a lot of debates, a lot of bashing of Dominican men, unfortunately, and stuff of that nature, group chats, all types of stuff. And I met Fabian through that platform, and I could say I met a great friend. We chat every once in a while, catch up, and finally got him on the platform. So I'm glad to finally see him. Although, we always talked about being in person eventually,
Right.
but eventually it'll get to that path. And but we were finally here. Fabian, what's good, bro?
My brother, how you been, man? My brother Michael, man. Los tigrazos, how y'all been, man? It's been a minute, bro. My mom, man.
Todo bien.
Yeah, it's been good. Just taking all this heat, man. I'm ready for it to cool down already.
Gosh,
Facts.
bro.
Wait, so before we get into the whole conversation, Michael failed us in the beginning, so I do want to touch on a debate really quick. Why is there beef between Jersey and New York? Why is that a thing? Because you put a face when he said New York.
Nah, because my brother, it's low key like the same thing where somebody calling you Puerto Rican and you Dominican. It's like, espérate,
Okay.
This is my thing. Nobody ever told me you were from Jersey because
Because a lot of the content is in
a lot of the content is in New York, so I was
yeah.
like, all right, he's from New York, but nobody ever told me. So yeah.
That's all good, bro. Come on, man. You think I'm gonna get mad about that? Nah, it's just like, it's like, hey, yo, my man's like, he's from Jersey over here, man. Not New York. I love New York. I like New York women, but man, from Jersey.
Word. Nah, I just wanted to see, cause I have heard, and I see on your channel as well, there has been verses between the two.
Yeah, man.
So I wanted to know if there was like a beef or a controversy behind that, Jersey versus New York, because you had a ton of weird, crazy answers on that video.
Right.
But now we're gonna get into this. This is Fabian from Oye Mi Gente. Basically, what would you classify Oye Mi Gente as a talk show?
Talk show,
No.
100%.
Okay, talk show. So a talk show, based in the East Coast. He's gonna spread himself out throughout the United States soon, but he's on the East Coast. Basically, Fabian, is on the street asking people questions and a lot of that. So we want you to tell the people what you do and how you started Oye Mi Gente.
Dale, mi gente, my people, my name is Fabian, the voice Pinedo. Basically, I guess you could say media personality, porque I've been doing videos, speaking to people, interviewing people for getting close to 4 years now. And basically the way I started Oye Mi Gente was I went out to, like, my fault, when you say started exactly, like, you mean like started like my first day starting, or like the process of like getting it together? Like, just want to make sure.
I mean, started in the aspect of like basically thinking of the plan or seeing the vision of like, man, I want to start doing this, like, or when did it become a thing for you to like be like, oh man, I want to go on the street and ask questions, you know what I'm saying? Like, what made you start and how, and then eventually how you started Oye Mi Gente?
Oof.
Like, what was the influence behind that, you know what I mean?
So, Diablo, my brother, that's funny, I never been asked that question before.
Cause the Vibras, man, we got great questions, man.
Most definitely, my brother. So no cornball shit. I guess you could say the inspiration was these dudes, the minorities. I don't know if you guys know them. They basically do talk shows también. They go interview people on the street, make funny content, and entonces I saw them doing it. I saw how much fun they had doing it, and I was like, yo, you know what? Like, ain't nobody in the game like really doing it Spanish wise, and I know like that's a void I could
Right.
definitely fill, and not even just for the Spanish influence, but I just know like ain't nobody would do it the way I see myself doing it, kind of, because like I feel like I'm a, yo soy una persona, I'm a person where I can visualize things, and if I can visualize them like to the exact detail, I'm gonna do it. And entonces I was like, yo, you know what? Like a lot of people always have told me in high school, oh yeah, mira, like you should be on radio one day, you should do TV one day, lo que sea, paca paca. But I never wanted to do those things until radio at one point. But then I was like, nah, that wasn't for me. Entonces I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna do it myself. I'm gonna get my little microfonito. I couldn't get a camera at the time porque esa vaina estaba cuarto. Yo, I was young as shit.
Right.
Paying my
Yeah.
bills. I was like, all right, you know what? Let me use my iPhone 10. Y después yo me voy buscando en el internet to see like, all right, what can I really use? And like I said, I used my iPhone 10. I got a little. I think it's still right there. Hold on.
memories,
Oh shit.
man.
Yeah, man. I got a little cosita to hold my
Oh
iPhone.
yeah, the little phone holder.
Yo, this is
Yeah.
how it started. No bullshit, no bulto on my mind. This is how Oye Mi Gente started. I got this shit from Amazon for like 10, 15 bucks. Lo pongo el teléfono
Comes with a
ahí.
little light and everything, man.
Oye.
I had one of them.
No, oye. Y mira, I think, bueno, I had like a little cosito that would attach the light to. And that's how I would do
Yeah.
it. True story. Así
Okay.
mismito, like,
Okay.
it would be just like that on top. And some people would be like, hey, yo, like that light is way too strong. So,
Yeah.
yeah, man. So it all started more or less, como te digo, así. And then what I wanted to do in the beginning too to make sure was like I wanted to make sure I had good I wanted to make sure I had a distinct logo. Like nobody else in this world could say like, hey yo, that reminds me of that when they look at it. Hold on, matter of fact, let me get my little thing right here. It's right here, man. Hold on.
And this man got everything on the go, huh?
Memorabilia.
Yes, sir.
Dominicano al fin, Fabian, tú sabes, haciendo de la de él en medio de una entrevista.
True story, yeah. Pero entonces, so when I got my little logo together and whatnot, I wanted to make sure like that. I wanted to make sure that nobody in this mother effing world can be like, oh yeah, this reminds me of something else, man. Now I know people put
Right,
microphones
right.
on their logos, but I wanted to make sure like, oh yeah, like nobody in their mother's gonna put like not only the DR landmark, nobody gonna put a plátano on the globe. Nobody gonna put because I'm half Peruvian.
Right.
Nobody's gonna put Machu Picchu on that bitch either. And I'm like, oh yeah, this should look original and dope as shit, man. Oh, by the way, I'm coming up with a new logo too because we're going into my
Hey.
so we
That's what's
upgraded.
up.
You feel me? But yeah, man. So once I got all of that started, the boy was just finding the person who would be down to help me. Y después para, tú sabes, learning to edit it, y después to push the shit out. But believe it or not, yo, my first ever time going out to record, son, was the worst day of my life, yo, because like I said, like, yo estaba jovencito, and I thought I could do it off rip without even
Right.
practicing. And I'm gonna be honest, though, I genuinely believe personally, like, yo, fuck practicing, just do it. Aprende así. No importa lo que tú pienses, aprendiendo de la manera fea is the best way to learn anything. I give a fuck. You
Facts.
learn better lessons like
Facts.
that, and then you could really see, like, damn, like, what can I make sure I don't do next time? So my first ever time I went out to record, it was like on this little avenue that I grew up on, majority Hispanics. So it's funny though, not too many people knew how to speak English. So my first episode, it was in Spanish too, and they understood like, oh, oye mi gente, oh, dale, micrófono, pasa, pasa. But I got some people that kind of thought I was el gobierno, I was ICE, de que no, que yo no hablo contigo, que
Damn.
la cámara y todo. No,
Damn,
bullshit, no
man.
bullshit. I swear to God, dile, o que tú eres del gobierno, que tú cuando me grabas me vas a llevar. I'm like, no, señor, nada más quiero, I want to talk to you. That's it, like, for a little coso. And then, yeah, that shit was crazy. And then a lot of people were just like looking at me, not even trying to be on camera. I think I only got like 2 people on camera that day. And I'm not going to hold you, man. That shit was, that shit was so badly negative, man, that I did ass like quit for like 3-4 months because that shit just fucked me up. Bro. Like, I was like, damn, bro, like this is my dream, man. Like This shit was supposed to
Right.
go way more smooth than what I thought, man. But complete opposite, man. But
I want to touch on that really quick, though. I want to touch on that really
yeah.
quick. For many, you guys may not know, Fabian was actually the inspiration behind the, the Vibras on the
Vibras on the
street.
streets, yeah.
And Fabian, as a good friend as he is, he walked me through the whole process. What I needed to get for the mic, like the mic that he used, the attachment, like for the
For the audio recorder.
the audio recorder. As you see, the logo with the mic thing that I forget the name, the flag or something it's
Mic
called,
flag.
the
Yeah,
mic
yeah,
flag.
yeah.
That as well. And like Fabian is talking about, like basically you have to learn as you go because it's something that's
Right.
like you really can't predict what's going to happen, the vibe of people that day. If you're going to get, people that's going to be down to, answer questions. And Fabian, he told us like, man, you just gotta, just try it and see what, what works. And we did struggle, like the same thing. First day, it was a struggle. Like you go up to 100 people, only a couple people are going to be down to it. And those few people might not give you the content you want.
Mm-hmm.
It might be
Right.
dry. So it's actually funny that you mentioned that because Fabian also gave us some tips on how to approach people. I don't know how you started with it, Fabian, but remember I used to tell you that we would like turn the camera on after people gave us the okay.
Mm-hmm.
What made you just start, risking it all and just go up to people with the camera on already? You know what I'm saying? What made it click for you? And where do you think that it shifted into you actually getting the results you wanted from that first time to like now?
One of my brother. That's a great question. So when I first started, como te digo, I was inexperienced, so I didn't know that there is a certain way to approach people and a certain way not to approach people. The way I shouldn't have done it was how I started, where I would just go up to the mic and be like, "Hey, listen, can I ask you one quick question?" And then I would just usually ask them right there. If they were cool, they'd respond. If they didn't, then they would just be like, "Nah, I'm good," or tell me to fuck off or whatever shit. But then I learned, and I learned this from my cousin actually. He was like, "Hey, listen, maybe before anything, you should ask them if they want to be on camera first." And I'm like, "Yeah, but it doesn't give the same vibe." And like, what happens if they say
Right.
no already? And they're like, "No, no, no." But that's why you gotta, build they say social awareness. And I notice that whenever I have my mic on me now, at the experience I have now, like people will look at you from afar. They'll see you with a mic, and they'll be like,
Facts.
you can see it on their face, like, "Oh damn, like I low key want this guy to interview me because I want to see what's up."
Yep.
Right.
Or you'll see like the straight grilling face, like bro, this dude better not come.
Yeah.
When you see that, when I see that, I'm like, all right, I won't even come up to you. But when I see people that even have like a little peak interest, I try not to make it too obvious. But then I just go like, "Hey, real quick, would any of you guys be okay with being on camera, real quick? Any of you, real quick, for one quick question?" Either brother be like, "Oh yeah, sure." So I'm like, "Okay, hey, how you doing? My name is this is doing. Let me ask you one quick question real fast," and then boom, I ask them the question. If it's lit, tu sabes, it's lit. And if it's not, oh well, then we chop it up later, to the garbage, man. But also too, I feel like this is something you learn is where you can learn how do I say this? Like you can tell low key off rip if people are gonna be entertaining or not. But even the people who are not entertaining in the beginning, you gotta chop it up. You gotta act like you're the boy. Like you gotta act like you're the homegirl or whatever. If it's a female, like, "Yo, like girl, like what's going on?" Or like, "Yo, my man's like I like the fit. Oh, where you from?" Doing like build rapport, get super comfortable with them to where they'll be comfortable enough to like even be like shoulder to shoulder with you. Because that's something I kind of learned, like how to get people to open up more is when they feel that level of comfort with you. Like they feel like they've known you forever and shit. And like, "Oh yeah, wherever." Oh man, let me ask you one quick question. Paka paka.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I agree, man. And I'm glad that you brought up that you learn how to kind of like be on the lookout to read people and see, okay, that person don't want to be on it. And I feel like that's when we did it, that's one of the things that we were missing because we couldn't tell like whether or not people would be more open to let us ask questions or even be on camera. But that's pretty cool, and that's something that I do want to ask. How long did it take you to recognize that?
I would say, hmm, I would say after my sixth, seventh month, yeah.
That's
You know about
yeah.
Wait,
It's a
so
process, right?
right. So Fabian, I do want to ask you this.
that.
Um, first I need to go back, but I kind of want to stay on this topic. But I have to go back. I know people that don't know you.
Yeah.
Um, first thing they noticed was your distinct voice. Um, would you say that's part of the reason why you got into this field? And when did you notice or if you noticed you had a special voice? And also, were there any opportunities like voiceovers that you were presented with your voice? Because you have a distinct voice, man. I mean, we have to point that out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sure everyone tells you every time they talk to you and they don't know you. So talk to us about that, like realizing you had something special, and also opportunities that came up after you realized that.
Oye, my brother. I'm not gonna hold you, my brother. I really didn't think it was special. Like, I swear to God, like, until people told me about it, a decirte la verdad, I'm just like, oh no, like, I didn't think I could do anything with it. Truth be told, but then I forgot kind of what happened, but like the moment I guess que yo lo conocí, that I really kind of, it hit me like, oh, like maybe I could do something with this, was when they were doing a fashion show at my high school, and they had the mic because they were somebody was practicing to be the presenter for that little fashion show, to be like, hey, like, ladies and gentlemen, now we have the segment of Los Sin Media entrando in the stage, that aplauso. And then I was like, hey, listen, can I just see that real fast? Like, just see what's real fast. Y me lo pasaron, and I started playing with it, I started fucking with it, and I just kind of saw like everybody's neck break, and I'm just there like, I'm like, all right, like, it's probably because it's a random dude on the microphone saying some bullshit. And then I was like, all right, let me fuck with it a little bit for real. And then I was like, ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor, round of applause, get ready. And then everybody broke again. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
I'm kind of feeling this. All right. Y después, I let that go. Because, long story short, I was in the fashion show, poniendo una ropita in high school, just fucking around. And people come up to me and like, hey, yo, like, you really sound like that? And I'm like, I mean, yeah, I think so. I could be wrong, but yeah. Entonces, they're like, hey, listen, you should be the presenter for the night of the fashion show. And I'm not gonna lie, that was the first time I ever did that. So of course I fucked up and I was nervous as shit, obvio. But there were some moments where I was like feeling good about it. I'm like, oh wait, I'm feeling this. I could do this. Y especialmente, and this was the moment when I knew, like, oh nah, this is legit for real. Like, maybe I could do this too. Before even thinking Oye Mi Gente was when there was like a halftime show in the fashion show where it was Dominicano bailando, but like bailando como like dance choreography and all that. And we have Dominicans, so like, hey, listen, like, let me make some noise for you guys before you get helado, paca paca. So me tiré la bandera dominicana encima, the big drum one, y nos fuimos afuera in the stage, and I don't know why, man, pero right when the light hits me and I'm walking out with the big flag, man, you just hear people going crazy. And I mean this, no combo shit, no bulto. Like, it felt like a stadium, like, that's hearing Beyonce come out. And they were just like, ah! And I'm just, on my mind, sé que fue, but I felt like the man. I'm like, oh, what? Oh, shit. We about to go in right now. And then I was like something, mi gente, my people, lo que son latinos, lo que son los más encendidos, si son orgullosos de su tierra, su bandera, de su gentilicio, hagan bocina. And then, the shit went off again. And then I was like, oh, damn, all right. Mi gente, hagan bocina for Dominican Flow. And that was the name of the Dominican crew that came out to dance and whatnot. But yeah, I would say like that was the moment cuando yo lo conocí, like, damn, I could do this for real, because right after that too, like, my people came up to me like, hey man, like, you should do this when you grow up, when you get older.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. I mean, at what age did you get that deep voice? I mean, that's kind of interesting to me. I feel like I want to know, at what age do you feel like, was it like probably high school, would you say, or
yeah, I mean, it started cracking when I was like 16 ish, around there, like cracking though, like recién empezando, and then
that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, and then but when it got deep, pause.
Hold up.
Yeah. Pause. So when it got to that level, that was around, high school freshman, sophomore year was when I think it hit like I see like oh
Mhm.
shit yeah around there. Mm-hmm.
Word. Okay. So yeah, I wanted to touch on that because I know people, like I said, that are not, they don't know you. Were curious, of the potential opportunities that were presented with that. Like I said, I think it's special. Because you everyone's like you talk to 100 people, probably only two are gonna have a voice like that. I feel like.
Right.
So
Or
like
even
that's like
less.
ring, that's like probably even less, like ring announcer like voice or like commercial
Right.
voice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Also really quick, I'm going back to what we were talking about earlier, where the whole thing of you on the street asking people questions. How would you say you come up with the questions? Like, is it based on trends? Like what gives you that vibe to ask a certain question that time of the, you know what I'm saying? Like, where do you generate these questions from? Because I'm not gonna lie, we can agree that it's a saturated field,
100%.
or at least
Right.
the
Yeah.
videos or talk shows or whatever on YouTube are very, like, it's a lot of the same questions, like the size matter, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
questions like that. So how do you become, distinct and kind of get your own like field, where you're, you're one of one. Like how do you get to that point, and how do you come up with those questions that make you that way?
But to be honest, it's like the way you said, where get saturated. So a lot of people use the same questions. That's kind of what I did in the beginning. Either
Yeah.
where there would be sometimes when questions would just come up to me on the fly out of nowhere. I'm like, okay, well,
Mm-hmm.
I know I've never heard this before. I've never seen this question. Never seen it on YouTube, online. Y después yo lo voy preguntando. But also too, I feel like at the end of the day, the most important part is how you ask it and your energy. Because I feel like the most
Right.
distinctive point blank period thing in this world, from me to you guys, from you guys to the fulano, próximo fulano, to anybody else doing what you guys are doing, is your energy. How you ask the question, how you speak to people, how you present something, your editing. That's something I'm so grateful that I know I'm good at now, because I feel like that was definitely one of the most important parts for me. At least I feel like was to make sure like my editing was different than anybody else's, or at least if it was similar, that you're not seeing it everywhere else. And yeah, also like the way I ask these questions, my energy too. Like, oh man, I'm so blessed that I know for a fact, like whenever people who are in the mood to speak to me, like when they get my vibe, they're like, oh shit, like all right, my man's like, what we doing, man? Like, yeah, my brother, let me tell you what we're doing right now. Get ready, man. Vamos a comenzar así lo que sea, yo. So I definitely say that's definitely what I know separates me is the way I am personally, and my editing. That's what I say would select separate me from everybody else. Because like no combo shit. I'm not a hater, man, pero es la verdad. There's some people who do the lo interview cosas, ¿verdad? Que hablando con la gente,
Yeah.
people that I do, but they just throw the video on and that's it, or they just throw the video and then
Right.
put a meme right after. And I looked at that shit even when I first did it. I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers is whack, man. Like this is so boring. Like, and the people who they were who they're speaking to are fun, and even maybe that person might be fun, but there's no love to it. It's just record and throw. And I understand
Right.
when when the game started, like people did that in the beginning, but then I saw other cats putting edits on it, making it fun. So I'm like, oh, you know what?
Right.
I'm gonna do something similar, but then I'm gonna trick it my way, make it look the way
Mm-hmm.
I make it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but también yo, like I genuinely feel like it's important to truly be yourself in this game, and I mean that podcasting, what I do, shit, wrestling, I decir, man, or freaking singing, like as long as people could genuinely
Mm-hmm.
know and feel like, yo, this dude is him, like he's
Mm-hmm.
not playing around, like whatever you hear, what you see is genuinely that person. People fuck with that, like gente. Word to mama, anything I love, people can recognize authenticity off rip. If you
Right.
fake that
Facts.
shit, they can tell. And especially if you
Facts.
faking that shit, they won't fuck with you anymore because they're like, yo, this man's been a cornball. Like, why am I gonna spend time trying to do this shit? But I feel like at the end of the day, make sure you're authentic. Make sure if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna do it like other people, make sure you do your best to make it your way, your version as much as possible. Whether you use your ethnicity to throw some hints in your work, or the way you look, or your fashion style, like I said, make
Mm-hmm.
everything as close, authentic to you as possible, and you should be good.
Facts.
Yeah, that's a good point because I was watching this interview with Mr. Beast. where he talks about where it's like I don't care that other people copy my like the type of content that I'm making, but I just get mad when they don't add their own twist to it. And I feel like that's big, especially in your industry, having that twist where it's like, okay, I can tell this is Fabian type of content, or somebody is listening to it and they can tell that is you based on the way that you interact with the people, and that I feel like that's very important.
Facts.
My man.
Yeah, and that I mean, even with podcasting, man, that's that like we've been trying different things, and that's been the main thing for us. It's like how can we make it us 100%? Not trying to copy like the way other podcasters sound and stuff like that.
Facts.
And it's a challenge. Now, I do want to get into um, what has been like the biggest challenge you doing this type of content, this type of work.
Um, mm, my biggest challenge, my brother, would be personally. I'm not trying to be corny about this, my brothers, but I personally now where I'm at now, I don't find anything challenging. The only challenging part, I guess you would say, would be getting it out there to as many eyeballs as possible. That would be my only challenge. Because my kid now, like, I love what I do. This shit is so fun to me, bro. That
Right.
the only oh no, you know what? Fuck that. But no, challenge wise would be when I speak to some no. Challenge wise would be where I'm editing something and I feel like because I feel like this happens to a lot of people who edit, where they feel like what they have in front of them might be whack, but little do they know is just sometimes they just gotta look at it from a different perspective. Because I feel like with a lot of things in life, podcasting, música, lo que say, like people forget that there's different styles to everything.
Yeah.
Where just because it doesn't come out the same way you always do it, doesn't mean you can't make it good in another way too. You know.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, my challenge would be that sometimes it's okay to switch it up a little bit, but make sure as well as you enjoy it though. Don't just bullshit it. Make sure you enjoy it,
Yeah.
but switch it up sometimes too, because people kind of like that too. Like, oh damn, this is different. I kind of like this.
Right.
Yeah,
I wouldn't going back to what you said, I wouldn't necessarily say as many eyeballs, if not the right eyeballs.
Right.
Because when you get it to the right group of people, then
Yeah.
the content it works for itself. Like, people are gonna share with the same people that enjoy the same type of content. Not necessarily just a big amount of people, like big group of people, and then next week they're not interested in what you post. You know what I mean? So it's more so like getting it into the right group of people. So more so quality over quantity.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, we're into that. I got a great question for you, bro. Because it's still gonna be about challenges in a way.
Yeah, my brother.
When would you or not when, but yeah, when, or what time or when, you out there asking questions, did you feel like how can I say this? Not that the person, like, not que tú te pasaste con alguien in the aspect of like when did you get a bad answer? You know what I'm saying? Or like did someone take an answer or a question negatively? If that makes sense.
My brother, a bunch of times, bro. I kid you not. A bunch of times, bro. Yo, no bullshit. I've been threatened, of course.
What?
Yeah, man.
For real?
Bro, that's expected in this game. Like you gotta.
Well, I say it's expected because you take the risk of doing it at night around drunk people.
Now, besides that, though, random people, like, bro, like, you genuinely don't know, like, there's some weird motherfuckers, man, where se presenta como normal, but then there are some stupid time, like, bro. But there was times where, like, you could tell, like, gente estaban croqueado, like, they was not right in the head. There's one dude who came out of nowhere, like, bro, he had a dirty shirt and everything. He tried to offer me some bud. And I'm like, you know what? He kind of look a little funny. Let me see if I can make a funny content off that shit.
Yeah.
Either way, I asked him, like, bro, like, what's the craziest, what is the craziest experience you've ever had? Then he told me, like, some crazy, low-key, dark, personal shit. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Yeah. My brother, you know what? I'm going to let you work, man, but thank you so much. Appreciate it. Then he goes like, hey, bro, like, you gonna put this on YouTube? I'm like, no, I'm not going to put it on no way. He goes like, bro, because I'll kill you. And he takes out, like, his little freaking
So why he answered?
Yo, chill, like that and shit. And he goes like, yeah, I'll kill you. I'm like, no, don't worry, bro. We all good, man. And I just walk away slowly. That's pretty much that.
Damn, so you kept calm.
Yeah, no, you gotta keep calm.
Yeah.
One, you can't look like a nana, straight up. Two, you know, I feel like shit. What else can I do? Because I'm gonna risk my life because this cornball motherfucker think that you feel me? Like I disrespected him when I know I didn't, and then two, he got a knife on him too. So like, is my life really worth him saying some stupid shit? Me possibly getting locked up if I do end up doing something to this man, and then I just make it make sense. But then God forbid, like if somebody like out of nowhere straight rocks me, like just boom, like puños. Oh, I'm throwing hands. Yeah. Getting right. But I'm like,
Right.
if it's other than that, then nah, I'm just all right, bro. Like, go ahead, live your life.
Right.
Yeah.
No, okay, and so I mean, I still have a couple more based on that because I'm gonna say this statement.
Yeah.
Fabian, you are low-key guilty of being the how can I say this? You have ruined many relationships. I'm gonna tell you why. Some of your questions, to certain people in relationships, I'd say, or even married, give a certain answer that may potentially end the relationship. And I'm sure, well, hopefully the other half hasn't watched them. But what would you say is the craziest response you have got, from someone in a relationship or in general, that you could think would be like, what I'm saying, that really surprised you, like, wow, like, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm not gonna bullshit you. I think we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
This woman, bro, que estaba casada, she had her husband on her home screen, and
Oof.
bro, she was So I'm sorry, bro, because I still find it funny. Yo, word to my mom, I know she got caught because she deleted her Instagram and everything, bro.
Ooh.
I know she got caught. Yo, because something happened. Word to my mom, I never got her socials or none of that too, because that was during the time where I wouldn't tell people about Oye Mi Gente. I would just record them and then keep it pushing.
Okay.
Now I have to get them on. Like, hey, listen, if you want to see yourself, follow me. Paca, este tiempo, lo que sea. Y después, so yeah, long story short, I go to this girl, and at first the question was about OnlyFans. Like, hey, listen, would you be okay if your significant other started an OnlyFans? And she was like, oh, he already asked me to be in it. I was like, oh, well, no shit, wow, that's crazy. And then I was like, oh,
keep it PG.
Oh yeah, got you. Yeah, and then I was like, Miss, can I ask you one more question real fast? She was like, yeah, go ahead. I was like, wait, what was it? Damn, I even forgot. wait, hold on, because I have it right here, legit. Hold on. Legit, I got it right here.
Don't trust women.
Oh no, I didn't even answer the question. She told me. She was like, hey, listen, yeah, is this on TikTok? And I was like, no, this is on YouTube. And then she goes like, damn, like I'm married legally. And bro, her friend, which is crazy, I think either she met Shorty that night or like that was her friend and she never told her that she was married, which is, you can't trust women nowadays. That's crazy. And then she goes like, I'm married. And her friend goes like, yo, what? What was this? And then, bro, you can see in the video, tú lo puedes ver en el video, she has the man on her home screen. Yeah. So it's like, yo, that is crazy. Oh, but like I was saying, right, I never got her socials because right after I finished talking to her, I kept it pushing. She found me on IG, and on my mom, bro, she commented like, hey, I was just kidding, LOL.
What?
Like mad dry like that. And I'm like,
oh,
yo, y después not for nothing because like I was bored one day. I was like, you know what? Because my man was asking me like, bro, like that chick, like she really had a man. I'm like, yeah, yo, I swear to God, no bullshit. And then I went to because she commented on one of the posts that the video was there. So I already was like, all right, I remember her IG. She commented, let me go find it. Paga, shit was gone, deleted, you know. So I'm saying like, without a doubt, her man saw it, her family saw it. Because I feel like if women get caught cheating, they won't delete their shit. But I feel like if they family se enteren en lo way, that yo, they're gonna come at your whole shit. You feel me? So yeah, man.
Wait. So, espérate, I'm a bit lost now. Wait, she had another guy on her lock screen, or was it her man?
No, it had to be her man.
What did she do wrong? I'm confused.
Basically she said, oh yeah, I forgot. Yo, that's the best part.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, my fault. My brother, you had to chop this up so this makes sense, brother.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. So she goes to me and she goes like, "Is this on TikTok?" And I'm like, "No, ma, it's on YouTube." She's like, "Damn." She tells her friend, "I'm married legally." And then her friend goes like, "Really?" And then she tells her friend, la que está casada, she goes like,
Mhm.
"But I can't let my man know I'm effing other men." And yo,
Yeah.
like, what?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yo,
That's what I was like. That's why I told you to keep it
dang.
PG. I'm like, bro, I know she
yeah,
says something crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
like bro,
Dang.
like I put this on my mind, bro, and everything I love. I was genuinely shocked that like the no remorse, cold ass, just straight vagabunderia answer like that. I was like, yo, like that genuinely was when I stopped trusting women like that. I know that sounds
Oof.
fucked up, but like, bro, for you to say it just like that and you married, bro, that's
Facts.
crazy, bro. Like, oh
Facts.
yeah, wow. So yeah, that's what happened, brother.
So would you say
Man.
that was the craziest answer you've gotten, or craziest experience you have dealt with while asking questions? Sorry.
Craziest answer without a doubt.
Right.
Without a doubt, that was the most raw ass answer, craziest answer I ever got on me. On me, actually, that's what got me viral on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
man.
was the one that got me viral on TikTok. Yeah,
Right.
Oh, so
Word.
her family and everybody's definitely saw that video
bro.
then.
Josh, so bro, that shit was crazy, man. Crazy.
Now, I do want to ask, when you go out and record, how many people don't make it to the video?
Um, a couple people, my brother, porque sometimes I have hope and I'm like, all right, this might be good content, but then towards the end when I'm editing it, when I got it on the timeline, I use Final Cut to edit, and I'm just there like, even if I give it sauce, even if I give it love, it's just not gonna be it. And I've learned my genuine lesson from that, and this is why a lot of people sometimes thought I've quit or whatever, is that I just don't have good content. So I wait until I have genuine, good, entertaining content, and then I give it that love and I post it because
Man.
every other time I
Facts.
try to
Gotcha,
voice
yeah.
it, every other time I try to edit it and do my little love to it, it's still whack. It's still whack. So I learned like
Yeah.
yo,
Facts,
like
facts.
don't worry about too many. Don't worry about people thinking you've given up. Worry about you genuinely enjoying the content because I have a genuinely going to have a genuine understanding, me at least, and I feel like most people who enjoy what they do in general is that if you are not enjoying the process, if you're not enjoying the editing, if you're not enjoying talking to the people, man,
Don't do it.
don't fucking do it because it's gonna come out exactly how you
Yep.
feel.
Yep.
So
Facts.
Exactly.
yeah,
Nah, I
yeah, yeah.
agree.
So
Nah, that's facts.
Mhm,
And you know what it is? We can relate.
mhm.
That's why I'm nodding my head and I'm like, facts. Because we have a lot of, well, not a lot, probably like 2 or 3 lost files that we never posted just
Mhm.
because of that.
Mhm,
One was actually asking questions as well.
mhm.
We have
Right,
another
right.
one that we never posted because it was just trash.
It wasn't
Like,
it. Yeah, it
yeah,
wasn't
it
it.
was just the wrong crowd, you know what I'm saying? And we think the same way. Like, and that's why I think that we're distinct in the content community,
Mhm.
especially in the Dominican content community. I feel like we're up
Right.
there. Like both of us, like all of us. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because we value quality
Yeah,
over
100%.
quantity. Like I said earlier,
Quality.
because one bad video would mess up all the 100, 200 videos you have. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So why not keep it on the same, path that you're going? And always, people are gonna expect that type of content always. So why mess it up? Just to put a filler, because that's a filler. Honestly, it's just a filler, like
Mm-hmm.
something that fills the gap when you put a bad video out there. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I repost content instead. True
Oh yeah,
story.
yeah.
That's
Damn,
smart.
you've done that?
Yeah. Not my brother
Okay.
went to my mind, and I thought the same way. Because your reaction was how I thought. I'm like, what? Like, you're going to put, like, old stuff up? And then this dude who I interviewed when I first started, some comedian called Marlon Webb, he's like, bro,
Mhm.
like, people, don't worry about the people who've seen your stuff already. Worry about the people who have not seen your stuff. When you look at it like,
Right.
from that
Yeah.
perspective, you're like,
Mhm.
oh shit, word, and like also he was like, yo, just make sure you don't put the same freaking video like
Right.
a couple
You
days
gotta.
apart or like a week apart. Like if it's
Right.
like been more than like 2, 3, 4 weeks apart, then dale, like fuck I thought if you need to use that to keep the momentum going. So I'm like, oh shit, yeah, yo, you right, because then when you're dry, like people notice that, and sadly the reality is that you're never that special for people to look somewhere else for it, because like
Oof.
so some of the things my boy told me was like, bro, like you're you're not only, the drug dealer, but you're the drug. If you don't give these crackheads their drugs, they're gonna go to another plug. So I'm just there.
We don't condone drug dealing.
Yeah, no,
Right.
but it's just like that's a real fact, bro. Because if you think about it, like a lot of people who falling off, you feel me, it's because they stop, and when they're trying to come back, it's really hard because they've lost their core audience, or then they've lost their source. You feel me? And that's something I've been kind of like fighting to get back into now myself because I had to take off a couple months because it's always some bullshit, my brother. It's life, you feel me, man? But I got a pretty dope job, man. That I'm able to not only do Oye Mi Gente, but that stuff as well. Have fun with it. And now the time that I used to not have because I would be working my ass off at like these other jobs, miserable jobs, and bro, now I got time. Now I feel good. My job lets me do exactly what I did for you, mi gente, and now I got my momentum, I got my feeling back, and it's like, bro, like now we're coming stupid again, man.
Right.
Yeah,
Nah. So let's get into that. Let's get into that.
yeah.
The job, I think I know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
You got a beautiful, big opportunity, I'd say.
Yeah.
With a specific shoe store.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Exclusive.
Exclusive, you heard?
Yes, sir. I didn't even see the shirt.
Oh yeah.
No
Damn.
It's no cornball shit.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kick Exclusive. Not sponsored, but shout out to the guys. If you do want to go support them. They're good Dominican owned brand or not brand store where they sell a lot of your retros and exclusive shoes. And Fabian got the luxury of getting a job opportunity with them. Let's talk about how you got that opportunity and like how it presented itself to you. Also, a quick shout out to Yanko. He's doing. I love the content he does on YouTube. Phenomenal guy, genuine. As you see, he gives up and coming guys the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Giancarlos. I salute what you're doing, man.
Facts, my brother. So the way I got it, believe it or not, bro, it was when shit was going left and down. I mean, like me, like personal life wise. Not like I'm not gonna get deeper yet, but it was when like, bro, I had to focus on making money to pay bills, help family out, paca. Well, I was looking for any job, for anything, just because I was working at Amazon and that shit wasn't feeling it, so I was looking for any other job, paca me ayudara, and then I was just applying to everything on Indeed, some quick shit to make some money, and
right.
It's funny because the application that I filled out for them, so the job position that they were looking for was live auctioneer. My fault, like live auction salesman. Yeah, there you go. Basically, they have an account with this app called Whatnot where they get shoes and they sell them on live on webcam, like the way we are right now. And we're like, hey guys, we got a pair of retros right here for $250. Who's gonna take it? Who's gonna take it? Paca. And then that was basically the job title that they were looking for that I filled out for. But te lo juro, mamá, when I saw it, I was like, yo, they're not gonna call me back because I just don't think so. And one, I didn't know. Yo, word to mamá, I had no idea what Kick Exclusive was until I got this job. No idea they existed. No idea that any of that shit. And I mean this on my mind. And this isn't the disrespect. Like y'all know too. Like he knows that. I'm like, yo, bro, I had no idea y'all motherfuckers existed. Because I've been out the game too for a while. Because I feel like, damn, like these shoes are mad expensive. Like I'm not gonna be this fortunate anymore. But anyways, so I go to the job interview and funny true story too. I went in there suited up with a blue suit, red tie, and everything, looking like mad presentable, like looking like I was gonna be a lawyer. I swear to God, because I went to another job interview before that one. It was for Bob's Discount Furniture, and bro, funny shit. When I went to Bob's Discount Furniture, yo, they gave me the job. They're like, bro, so you're gonna be one of our sales.
Really?
Yeah. Like I was gonna be making like at least $60,000, 50 lowest, depending on my drive. But I knew I was gonna kill it if I was to get that job because I'm a very people person. I'm a very people oriented person. And then I knew to myself, I genuinely knew I was gonna be miserable. I genuinely knew, like, bro, like I'm not be to work another miserable job where it takes up most of my time and I can't do Oye Mi Gente either. Because I think I'm my mind and everything I love, my genuine passion, shit that keeps me happy in this world, fulfillment wise, is this thing right here, bro. Everything else means garbage to me. Nothing else fulfills me, brings me up the way this thing right here does. So once Bob's Discount Furniture gave me the job, and then I was like, all right, I appreciate it. I'll let you know in a day because I have another job interview, and it was for the Kick Exclusive one. But again, I never knew about Kick Exclusive. I was just
Mhm.
pulling up to job interviews that day, and I'm like, all right, you know what, like, I'm gonna look at pasa, but most likely it's gonna be Bob's Discount Furniture. Like, if you need a bed, let me know. I'll hook you up. I'll get you that twin bed, real
Right.
quick deal. Like I said, you need that Bobopedic, Tempur-Pedic furniture shit. I got you. And
Man,
then,
that's what I need, man.
yeah. And then I go to the store, yo. And again, I never heard about Kid Clusive, but when I go in there, I'm like, oh, it's like a sneaker retail store. Oh, okay. I thought that's what's up and shit. Because they have 2 locations. They're actually opening up a 3rd one in New York now. But so I go in, and then they were like, oh, bro, yeah, you got to come to the back, all this and that. And so I sit down, talk with this guy named Demir. He's the operations manager for Kid Clusive. And he goes like, yeah, man, so this is the job position, Paka Paka, this is what you could be doing. And I'm going to be honest with you, I was just there like, oh, okay, yeah, sounds pretty good. But in my head, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to take this job for the pay and then because of what I was going to be doing. Because I was going to be making way more money at Bob's Discount. And that was where my focus was at the time. Like, let me make some more money. Common sense shit, right? And then they were like, hey, you got a really nice voice though, all jokes aside, just not for this job, but you'd be a good fit for this job, but you have a really nice voice. And then the guy, Amir, he started asking me like, hey, listen, you ever done anything else before? And then I told him like, yeah, I did a couple things. And on my resume too, because I used to be a master of ceremony where this job, this like little course where I would go to events, be a dude on the mic. I did a couple of those, but it was only a couple, not like a lot. And then I
Mm-hmm.
also played off my little high school thing. Like, yeah, master ceremony in my high school too. So that's where I got the experience. Bullshitting. Straight the fuck up. Bro, anything I got to do to get that job, fuck it, right? Like I said. And then I kind of, I forgot what happened, but they told me, hey, by the way, we do social media too, and your voice sounds like you'd be good on a video that we do. Because he was like, we do skits and stuff like that. He showed me, and then I'm like, oh,
Now we
word.
talking.
Yeah, so then I'm like, yeah, you know what? Just to let you know, I actually have my own talk show called Oye Mi Gente, which means Hey My People, porque el tipo, he's African American, moreno, he doesn't understand Spanish, so like, which means Hey My People, Oye Mi Gente. He was like, oh, really? What do you do? I'm like, well, I go to people when they're drunk and they would never normally answer a question sober, and then I get back and then I make it funny. And he was like, oh, let me see. So I started showing him like, yeah, go ahead, check it out right over there. And then not for nothing, but they see my numbers and then they see the content and they're like, oh, like, this dude is legit. I'm like, yeah, like, this is genuinely what I love to do. This is my passion. And
Right.
then, funny enough, right, while I'm doing that, Yanko me pasa, el dueño, Carlos, and I kid you not, on my mom, bro, I had no idea conclusive. I didn't know none of these people. I see. So, I genuinely thought he was an employee.
No.
Yeah, swear to God. So, like, I'm not gonna hold you. If you first meet him, or if he doesn't know you like that, he'll just walk past you, like you're not even there. So that's the vibe I got off him. So I was like, all right, bro, like I don't give a shit, but bro, like do me a favor, man. You mind looking at this real quick? And he looks at it and like mad cold, like, oh, that's what's up, bro. In my head though, I'm like, fuck this motherfucker, man. Like, what fucking
Yeah.
this fucking great. But anyways, though, out of nowhere, then Amir goes like, "Yo, bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, yo, you're our guy. Like, you can definitely do this. Like, bro, you're the guy. And like, bro, we'll give you decent pay, not only with whatnot, with the live auction pay, but hey, listen, if it were to work out, where you could be our social media coordinator, do content for us, then you get a little bit more money. And bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. The shit he was saying sounded so sweet, but to the point where I was like, nah, this might be like too sweet, like. I don't know you guys like that. Like I don't know if this would be
Yeah.
legit or real. And then I got a guaranteed decent, genuinely decent paying $50,000, $60,000 paying job waiting for me over there. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'll let you guys know. But thank you so much, man. Hey, bro, después me voy para la casa, bro. The dude that buys discount furniture me llama a me. And bro, I kid you not, family. Like I was like, yo, you know what? I might regret this, but fuck it. I told the dude like, hey, his name is Yahia. The hiring
Damn.
discount. I'm like, hey, brother, I genuinely appreciate the offer, man. But I got
Wow.
another job position where I'm able to do what I actually enjoy doing, man. But thank you so much
Wow.
for everything. And he was like, hey, not a problem, man. Go follow where you feel your heart is. And then if you ever need anything, let me know. Long story short, though, I know like if God forbid anything would have happened, I'd get a guaranteed job at Bob's Discount Furniture. That's how much they talked to me at the interview. But yo, by the way, when I tell you that I pulled the dumbass move where I told the Bob's Discount that I'm going with the other job, bro, Kid Clusive, Amir, these motherfuckers didn't even tell me I got the job. I just told the dude at Bob's Discount that I'm not gonna take the job because he was calling me so much. So,
Mhm.
bro, yo estoy esperando una semana because Amir, the hiring manager, goes like, "Hey, listen, we're gonna let you know in a week to come in." But I'm like, "You're gonna let me know in a week to come in, or if I got the job?" So, like,
Right.
even if I'm not making mad money, I know like I'll have something to pay my bills. So, yo estoy esperando for like 5 a week, man. And he goes like, "Hey, listen, come in today." And I'm like, "Yo, okay." So I don't know if I got the job yet, but fuck it. At least I know I'm going in, and they'll have to pay me for whatever while I'm there, right? Because I'm not gonna not get paid. And then ya comenzó la cosa where I was starting to get to know a couple of those fellas. Then I happened to find out that Yanko is the owner, and I'm like,
Mhm.
oh shit, yo, because bro, I
Damn.
swear to God, bro, like once he gave me that phone back, like I have a problem, bro, where like, and I try to hide it for real, like where I got like my heart on my sleeve, at least, like you can see how I'm feeling on my face. When he gave me the phone, I'm like, all right, what the fuck? So I'm like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, but después, how I got, I thought, damn, I'm ranting too much, right? When I got the job, social media coordinator, would be when I recorded a couple content with the fellas in the store, and the owner saw it and he fucked with
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
Carlos, Yanko, and then he was like, yo, bro, like we need this, like this kind of what we need, and I'm there like, well, fuck it, this is definitely what you need. Let's fucking go. Like, I'm with it. Like, let's do it, gang. And then, so right after that, he kind of basically told me like, bro, like if you keep doing this, man, then bro, like this will be your territory. This is what you do.
Really, really quick before we start wrapping up. I was thinking when you was on the dialogue, because the dialogue,
Yeah,
Yeah.
or you were talking about Bob's Furniture and the decision to, not cut ties with him, but like tell him maybe this opportunity isn't gonna work for me for now, but I found something else. A
Taking
lot of
that leap of faith.
well, taking a leap of faith, and
that's literally what it
sometimes,
was. Yeah,
well, more so, sometimes the price or whatever you're getting paid in one situation, although it's more than another,
mm-hmm.
sometimes taking less could be better. And let me
Yep.
say why.
Mm-hmm.
Because the people you're running into, I mean, you're meeting artists essentially in the job you're in now. You know what I'm saying? And your face is getting put out there even further now,
Yeah.
and eventually it helps grow Oye Mi Gente,
Mm-hmm.
although you're not putting content out for Oye Mi Gente, because
Mm-hmm.
the brand is building. You're growing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just want to say that not always is more money better.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, eventually we all do want to get paid a lot, but
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
sometimes if it's better for you and what you're doing, on the side, say for instance, if you have some sort of business, not necessarily say you have what you meant to say you have a clothing brand, right? And you get to wear your shirts on this new opportunity, you know what I'm saying, where you get to promote your brand.
Mm-hmm.
It helps you in the long run. As to if you're in Bob's Furniture, you get paid more, but you're not wearing your stuff. You know what I mean? Or people are not seeing your stuff.
Yeah, man.
So I just wanted to touch on that really quick before we wrapped up here.
Nah, most definitely, my
Nah,
brother. Y tú
yeah,
sabes
bro.
algo que yo
That's a
aprendí
valid
on my
point.
mind. I told this to this young cat who actually works in the company. I'm like, bro, the most valuable thing you can do, starting off in anything, any career wise that you genuinely want to pursue, whether
Mm-hmm.
whatever career path that is make sure you're able to position yourself in a place where you can genuinely benefit the most out of it, even if it's not the best financial decision wise out of it. Because literally, my brothers, if you think about it, anybody who's gotten that one connection, that one opportunity to really explode, all came from positioning. At the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
positioning. Okay, say example, say I could know the owner, get closer, but had I could know him, I could speak to him, paka paka. He would, I'm pretty sure, like not in a bad way, but he wouldn't go out of his way to put me in a better position. Now, I positioned myself in a place where I can benefit, but also get his brand to a better position. So because I'm doing that for him, he's like, damn, you know what? Now let me hook my man's up. Boom, like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And I'm not saying
right.
that's happening immediately, but everything is positioning. Everything's positioning to focus
That's
more on
good.
that and less on the financial. But depends. Nah, but fuck that. Position is everything. Hell yeah, man. Whatever you gotta
Yeah.
do to get to where you gotta go, man, go for it. Fuck
Facts.
everything else, man. On my mind.
Facts. Facts.
Nah, I agree. I agree 100% with that.
Another question I wanted to ask you, bro. For Oye Mi Gente, there's a certain thing that catches the ear and the eye of everybody listening, and it's the infamous Fabian in the intros of your videos.
Yeah, man.
Is like where did that come from, bro? I'm curious. Like how and what made you grasp that? Is that your mom or who is that voice and how did
No,
that
that's my
become a
mom.
thing?
Esa la doña. That's Mama Dukes, man. So when I was first editing Oye Mi Gente, and I was finding out like, and this was my biggest issue when I was starting, was trying to find my identity. True story, because when you start anything new
Mhm.
like that, I feel like that's the biggest challenge, where you're able to identify differently from everybody else who's doing the same thing you are. So I was editing one day, and I was like just learning how to more or less edit, learn how to deal with all the transitions, the custom LUTs, etc., the sound effects. Y después I saw this one effect called Doppler or echo, something like that. And then I was fucking with it when I put it on like a song or like an audio, and it kind of like echoed like echo, 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 y me dio la idea, and I'm like, yo, I'm half Dominican. The show is called Oye Mi Gente. We need to give something that intro, that entrance to what they can expect, even if they don't know it. So then I was like, mi doña, ven aquí, por favor. And she was like, ¿qué fue? And I'm like, mi doña, ¿tú me puedes hacer? You can do me a favor and just scream Fabian Lomar as loud as you can. We took like 2-3 takes, and she's like, Fabian. And then I took that audio, I put it on the timeline, I took the sound effect, lo tiré, and yo, that shit hit. And I'm like, yo, this shit is fire, son.
Yeah,
Oh,
facts.
shit, yo.
Con,
Y
con, el,
después,
con el sonido with the little the
yeah,
song in the back. Ding, ding,
yo,
ding.
and the funny shit too, my brother, is that before I found the sound effect, I found the little subtítulo thing that would make the words come from the screen like one
Mhm.
from after the other. So I kind of had the idea, but didn't really have the finished product yet in my head until I found the sound effect. Then when I found the sound effect, sounded fire. I got the subtitles, sounded fire, put it together. I'm like, yo, this shit looks fire, son. Like what? Yo, and then, but yeah, my brother, that's basically how it happened, man. Just
Nah, that's fire. Nah, that's fire. I always wanted to know because that's something that I feel like catches everyone's attention. And I always wonder, I'm like, man, where's the video? It felt like you did like a prank to her or something, and she got like yelled your name. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I was curious, what was the origins of the infamous? And would you say that's your? I mean, that's not a slogan, would it be? Nah.
what?
What would you phrase that?
It's like a sound
It's a
bite.
soundbite. It's a
Yeah,
Sound
soundbite.
bite.
sound tag. Somebody told me
Sound
that.
tag.
Sound tag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because I feel like that's something that when people hear that, they know it's Oye Mi Gente.
Yeah. True story, man.
Word. Nah. All right, yeah, that's good. That's good. Yes, sir. Now, well, we're gonna end it right there. I mean,
Yeah.
I appreciate you for coming on. To the Vibras, Fabian.
Now that I appreciate both of you guys, man. Michael, Juan, de lo mío. My brother, I
Nah,
appreciate you
facts.
for having me on, man.
Yes, sir.
Really,
No,
man.
I mean
Yeah, no
it's
problem.
mutual, bro. It's mutual. And I'm sure hopefully you guys, if you're into content creation, you could take something away from this, learn from this. Also if you're just someone that enjoys watching content creating, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I wouldn't necessarily say interview because we're boys, but I know at least
Right.
meeting a deeper or more personal side of Fabian, as he says, that you guys can meet, because I mean, he doesn't necessarily talk about himself in his own videos.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah. Now I really appreciate you, bro. And if you guys are here from Oye Mi Gente, I appreciate you guys coming to listen to, us and giving us a chance to, entertain you guys in some fashion.
Nah, my brother. Oye,
100%.
thank you guys, man. I really do appreciate it as always, bro. We hit them forward, man. Rock with the Vibras podcast, one of the dopest freaking podcasts on YouTube, Twitter, IG, the todo. Check them out, man. Much great content, super dope conversations, man. Check them out. Word to my man.
Yes, sir.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
Any
Well,
last
well,
words? Any last words?
Yeah, any last words?
Bueno, trust in God. He knows exactly what he's doing. When it feels like hell, it's because heaven is right around the corner. And man, listen, man, you miss every shot you don't take. a couple failures is so much less painful than a life of regret. So follow what you love, do what you love. God is gonna take care of the rest, man. But believe in God more than anything. Ese, si tú crees en él te va a cuidar más que nadie. You believe in Him, He'll take care of you better than anyone. So yeah, man.
Amen.
Follow your heart, follow your passion. At the end of the day.
Facts.
Amen to that. Amen to that. With all that being said, make sure you guys like the video. If you're listening, make sure you guys are leaving a rating or a what's the other thing?
Review.
Yeah, or a review. There you go. I always forget about the the audio side of things. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you stay updated with the latest and newest coming from the the Vibras. And as always, make sure to
Subscribe. And let's vibe.
Let's vibe. Peace.
Make sure you follow Fabian. We're gonna put his stuff in the comments or in the description, whatever you guys want to call it. Make sure you follow Oye Mi Gente and Fabian. If he is personal and also his business page, right? Yeah, I mean it's kind of is mixed, right? It's kind of mixed.
Yeah, it's the same thing, my brother.
All right, we're gonna have it in the description. Make sure you guys follow and subscribe to Oye Mi Gente and to Fabian. Peace.
Hablamos.
My brothers.
Hablamos el martes.
Cuídense. Bendición, my brothers.